906. So FCV 906 is controlled by the FICA 906. So this is to regulate the flow to the design flow rate 22 meter cube per hour. But then because our pump is designed for the 44 meter cube per hour, so we will have a common discharge flow meter, which is a FICA FIC 905, and then we have FCV 905 to open to return the excess flow. So this is a control and function of this FCV, both FCV.
I think you are wrong there, because your PESS already says it's a minimum flow, it's not an excess flow.
Yeah, its minimum flow is during the late life. So in the early life operation, because we have a pump discharge flow rate at 44, so the FCV 905 will remain open.
But how can you say your pump is always 44? Why you always want to run 44? Can you open the pump curve? Because there are two things. This line is designed for intention is minimum flow protection for a pump for a dead end day. You already took a credit for this FCV 905 to protect the flow pump for the minimum flow. Okay? So if that is the case, then this line has to be always intended to just provide the minimum flow for the pump. Okay? So can you open the pump curve now?
One point, this is fine. I'm the Samsung mechanical engineer. I had practice. This line is normally the minimum flow, you're right, for the in general. But this ETP, the reason this line is there is your how can I say, design capacity is quite larger comparing to actual operating capacity. So this is not for the protection. Yeah, this is for the protection, but the main reason we install this line is to cover the big difference between actual flow rates comparing to design flow rates, which is specified in the contract. So
what is the design flow rate for the early life and the late life?
Late life 44, so there is only two pumps. One pump is operating, the other is standby. So we have no choice. So the pump designed by 44. But
design of 44.
But early life design flow rate is 22, even design flow is 22, and the actual flow around 10, 12, 15 something. So I'm sure the design has already agreed to has out.
But have you submitted technical deviation for that?
Or-
You need to choose.
No technical deviations, there are no need technical deviations. This is
Can you
only.
open the pump curve? Can you share the pump curve?
So, okay, you can make comments, but I think there is a little difference.
No, it's not a little bit different. You guys goof up. It's not always different, okay? Because you put this line, you already took a credit in HAZOP as a minimum flow protection. When you take a credit as a minimum flow protection, this line is always intended for that. Now, according to this pump design, what is the minimum flow rate pump can operate, or what is the minimum flow rate pump has to definitely operate all the time once it is started. So which impeller size you choose right now? 172, 154 or 154 mm? What is the installed impeller size we
Can somebody explain? Answer that? Maybe you mute your speaker.
Hello? Can somebody answer what is the design impeller and which curve I should refer?
This is the impeller size. Maximum impeller, minimum impeller. This is the rated point here. If this bumper move to 22, it cannot.
The minimum size, the impeller size is 154 mm.
154 mm. And what is the minimum flow that once the pump is started you need to operate? Is the red line on the left side, allowable operating range you see. It says starting from 20 meter cube per hour to approximately 95 meter cube per hour. Is my understanding right?
That's correct.
Correct, right? Do you understand me? Is my understanding right? So minimum flow for this pump is for 154 mm impeller is approximately slightly less than 20. So around 19 meter cube, let's say 30 meters. Is that right?
I thought the data sheet already show you the minimum hydraulic flow. Is it 18.6? Is that the minimum flow? Can somebody from SWA confirm that? Or Samsung, Ryan? I thought Ryan is mechanical. Can you confirm that as well?
The design implies 154, and as per the equations, minimum hydraulic flow is simply speaking is 90. That's correct.
So 19. He tells it's 19 meter cube per hour.
Yeah. So now you see that is how all the pumps are set. If you ask the rotating guys from the Samsung, shell, once the pump is started, you need to make sure that pump, because of the mechanical issues, you don't encounter all the issues for the pump running problem. You always need to run pump at minimum 20 meter cube per hour in this case, or 19 meter cube per hour. So this is what sets the flow set point for a minimum recycle flow controller. It doesn't mean that I need to always operate this pump at 44 meter cube per hour. 44 meter cube per hour is my expected design operating. That is design operating condition for this pump. But I should be able to operate this pump less than that, higher than that. That is how the system is designed.
Yes, you can use the flow control valve. You can control the operating point of the pump.
Exactly. So the idea for minimum flow protection, if you really open your HAZO, it clearly says that it is to safeguard the pump during the dead heading. So during the normal time operation, if downstream is shut or control valve is failed shut, your recycle valve will automatically open with a very minimum recycle flow controller, and it will protect the pump. It will not have any damage. So now in this case, FI recycle flow controller 905 set point has to be set to 20 meter cube per hour. And I'm talking about minimum recycle flow controller. For 906 in early life, you need 22 meter cube per hour, you can set 22 meter cube per hour, no problem. Both the controllers has to be reverse acting polarity. Ball can be different, no problem, but the signal reversal always happens at the ball. But controller polarity is always reverse for flow controller, for the flow controller. So you need to set a set point of 20 meter cube per hour, which is the minimum set point for this pump, for the recycle flow controller, and 906 you need to set it to 22 meter cube per hour. So now when you do the startup of the operation, right, your FIC 905 is set to 20 meter cube per hour. It is a direct action controller. Pump is not running, so valve is fully open. So that is the initial case when valve FCB 905 has to be full open before you start the pump. 906 is definitely closed because we are not right now lined up. So what you do is FIC 905 with 20 meter cube per hour, if you put a control into auto, or it will automatically open the valve to 100%. Or you can manually open and put control into auto. Then you start the pump. So once you start the pump, your FIC 905 will meet the set point of 20 meter cube per hour. So your pump is fully running in the full recycle mode with 20 meter cube per hour. Now, operator opens FIC 906 slowly, flow will start going forward, and slowly he will open or can put FIC 906 as a set point of 20 meter cube per hour. Now since 905 is FIC 905 is situated in the common discharge, which is recycle plus whatever flow you take to 906. Now you set a set point of 22 meter cube per hour. So as the flow from 906 will increase, the total FIC 905 is actually your flow going to 905 plus 906. So it will see the increase in the flow, and slowly it will try to close the recycle point. And as you go up, right, more than 20 meter cube per hour, okay, FIC 905 will see the difference of PV between 2 meter cube per hour. So what it will do is it will try to achieve that PV because it will see its set point is 20 meter cube per hour, but your PV is 22 meter cube per hour, higher than the set point. It will always try to close the valve. So that is the intention of minimum circulation flow design. Okay, is it clear?
I'm sorry, you are too fast. Could you send in European comments on the PTM or latest PFS?
Okay, first of all, both the flow controller has to be reverse active. You can
Yeah.
write down. Okay?
Reverse second, what is reverse
So okay, Hitesh, let's iron out what's the requirement. First, the controller needs to be reverse acting for both
Yeah.
FCV. How about the set point? The set point of 905 should be lower than 906,
Yeah,
right?
905 should be lower than 906,
Yeah.
always.
Always.
So right now, what happens is, see, if there is a situation like some of the cases where we have real issues where pump cannot have that much of turn down, okay, to meet the very low and very high flow, Samsung and the vendor has submitted a technical deviation. That is the situation, for example, for our saltwater stripper. In that case, we will operate our pumps into always recycle mode because we don't have that much of turn down capacity, okay? So that is a different story altogether. That's why I asked, for this pump, we do not have to submit a technical deviation. Absolutely agree, because my minimum flow, which is 20 meter or 19 meter cube, which is again lower than my normal design operating condition for the early life, which is 22 meter cube per hour. Okay? So FIC 905 set point has to be 19 or 20 meter cube per hour, which is corresponding to minimum flow required by the pump for a stable operating condition. And FIC 906 set point is 22 meter cube per hour for early life. Late life, you can have around 44 meter cube per hour. Okay?
Next one. Hello?
Yes,
906.
yes.
I'm talking about 906 is your process flow.
Mhm.
Early life set point is 22 meter cube per hour.
Yes,
And late life is around 44 meter cube per
yes,
hour. Right?
yes, right.
Okay? Yes.
But
So,
Hitesh, but for the late life, it's not 906, it's another FICA, right? So there is summation between the FICA 906 and 132 there.
yeah, that's fine, Fraser.
Yeah, so
If
22,
it is,
22,
you are
22
using
lah.
two flow controllers for the late life.
Yeah.
Basically, you are taking 22 plus 22, total 44 meter cube out of the
Exactly.
system. That is fine, no problem. Then if you can, next one, right, 132. So the 132 is the future one.
Yep. That's for the
Yeah,
late
so
life.
132, so right now we are not testing 132, right?
No.
Okay. But also in 132 has to be reverse acting flow controller, that's all.
Yep.
All flow controllers are reverse acting, you have to set.
Okay.
Sorry, Mr. Hitesh, then in this case, right, what will be the recommended set point for the FCV 905?
FCV 9.
05.
FIC.
905 is always minimum flow because this is the minimum flow protection line, so that's why you need to refer to the vendor provided curve for the pump, which will tell you that what is the minimum flow that pump has to operate for stable operating condition. So
Okay.
that's why I asked to show the graph. In the pump operating curve, 154 mm impeller, you see the red line is around 19 meters cube per hour. So minimum, once pump is started, you need to maintain 19 meters cube per hour.
Okay.
That's why there has to be the corresponding set point for 905. So either 19 or 20, 1 meter cube is fine, right?
Okay.
And keep in mind, you cannot always keep 905, 906 set points exactly same. Okay, because that's not always fine. So you need to definitely have a difference between these two controllers.
FCV 905 is for the spill bag or minimum flow?
Can you repeat the question?
FCV 905 function is for spillback or minimum flow.
Minimum flow.
Not spillback?
It's not feedback, it is a minimum flow, sir. So that's why I say you already clearly marked this line on PEF as a minimum flow protection line. If you open your HAZOP, it clearly also says that you have taken credit for 905. There's a minimum flow protection for this pump during the deadheading condition. It is never an excess flow. Okay?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Haides, then we will update accordingly.
Yes. So if you, for example, provided a simple stress orifice rather than FCV 905, then you don't need to worry, okay, that will become an access. It will be continuously recycling basically based on the control what you put, which is a simple orifice size, which is a simple resistance, right? But that is a different design as well. But for all these pumps, 905, 906, and even next one, now if you open 907 and 908, the story is also same. Because I look at the data sheet. So if you see the operating curve for 90 next pump,
The next pump.
yeah, 907 and 908, right, which is 8354 pump, right? Yeah, if you look at the operating curve of 8354, you still, so here also 907 is also minimum flow. You
Yes.
clearly mark this line in the PFS. Yeah, so if you see 8354 now, we take 178 mm impeller, right? Because operating point is marked on that. Right? Slightly scroll down. Yeah. So if you see for this pump, we have around 12 to 13 meter cube per hour is the minimum flow. You see? So our impeller is 178 mm we are choosing because you have marked operating point on the 178 mm, which is around 33 meter cube per hour. Right?
Is that right,
So
Rohit?
Sorry?
Sorry, I'm checking with the mechanical team.
Yeah, just check with mechanical team because this data sheet says we have applied 170, we are going from 178 mm impeller, which is the center curve. And for that curve, you see the, we have operating point mark at 33 meter cube per hour.
Yeah, so the data sheet shows also the pump curve show 13 meter cube lah, Hitesh. Minimum
Yeah.
flow.
So for this pump, so 907, we have typical set point around 13 meter cube per hour. But you can set to 15 meter cube per hour, no problem, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah? So
Right.
13 meter cube is minimum you need to match.
Hi, Hitesh. I'm Logesh here,
Yeah.
mechanical for SWA for this project.
Yes.
Sorry, I've just joined, so I'm not sure what is the query and what is the.
No, query is based on the data sheet. If you now say this pump, once the pump is started, what is the operating region, safe operating region, allowable operating region? So if I look at this,
Oh, region. Oh, okay.
yeah, operating region for safe operating is around 19, for this 15 meter cube to around 66 meter cube per hour, right? You already mark on this operating curve.
Yeah, that's marked.
Right.
Yes, correct.
So for the rotating point of view, if I typically operate this pump, let's say around 10 meter cube per hour, which is for a long time, which will cause a damage, right?
It shouldn't be operating
Shouldn't be
below the
operating,
minimum.
right? Below the minimum flow. Yes.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying, for minimum flow protection line, that's why our set point has to be higher than the minimum flow slightly. Okay, in my case, 30 meter cube per hour is the minimum flow, so you can set around 15 or 17 meter cube per hour, no problem. And my early left set point is again 22 meter cube per hour, right, for 908, right?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. So around 15 to, you can set anywhere between 15 to say 20 meter cube per hour. 2 to 3 meter cube per hour difference you always make between the minimum flow circulation versus what you take out of the system. So steam will go. So again, same story here as I discussed in the previous case. 905 907 and 908 both has to be the reverse acting controller. 907 set point has to be lower than 908. Okay,
Okay.
clear? So
Yes.
that system will always operate in that way. Okay? I understand that, I think what SW has understood that once the pump is started, you have to always operate to 44. No, that is not the case. So pump, once it is started, I think you confirm by your rotating as well, it has to be always operated above the minimum flow. That's all. And you can change the flow through the pump from minimum flow to the maximum flow by both of your flow controllers. Okay?
Sorry, Hitesh. What is the observed flow now? Minimum flow?
So once I start the pump, I take FIC 07, right, with the minimum flow, which is let's say around 15 to 17 meter cube per hour. I'm not taking anything out of 908. Then once I start the pump will always run in the full circulation mode with around same set point around 17 meter cube per hour. Okay, so you are always above, running pump always above your minimum operating rate. Okay?
Okay, I got it. I mean, what I'm trying to ask is, what is the background of this discussion? This particular discussion for the minimum flow? It is
the background
it's already stated in the curve.
No, no, no.
But your process engineer does not understand it. That's why I have to educate them. It is already stated on the data sheet, rotating is very clear, I agree with you. But your process engineer has a misunderstanding of this concept. Okay? So they were considering this minimum flow line not as a minimum flow line but excess flow line, which is wrong. Okay?
Okay.
So you need to, SWA has to first of all update the process control narrative to make this clearly mention the set point and clearly mention your polarity of the controller, which has to be the reverse active.
Yes.
Okay?
Okay.
And don't go for or misunderstand controller polarity with the valve direction. Valve can be failed to open or failed to close, but that signal reversal always happens at the valve stage. So controller we don't change.
But in any case, the current configuration of fail open, fail close water bath is correct because the FCV is minimum flow is always fail open.
Yeah. So from, if you know, fail open, fail close is actually configuration on the valve body.
Yeah.
But as far as the control system signal, we said 4 to 20 milliamps based on the OP signal from the
Yes.
control system, DCS to the field. That remains same and that has not to be changed. So if you now based on the valve change the controller polarity, it has negative impact.
Yeah.
Okay.
Agree. Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, agree? Yes. So that's why I remember now when in one of the previous discussions, first time when you highlighted the problem, you said they configure 907 as a direct and 908 as a reverse. No, it should not be like that. All this flow controller has to be always reverse acting controller. Right?
Great. Okay, I think we're clear. So anything else, SWA process you want to have? Last question before.
I think it's quite clear. Thank you, Mr. Hitesh. Yeah, we will update the document for you.
Okay, thanks for your education. Good education.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you,
Okay.
Hitesh.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Hitesh.
Bye-bye.
Who is he? Who is he?
Excuse me.